Hello again, and welcome back to the town of Rowan. You may notice things look a little weird. That's because I installed the GLSL shaders mod, and I like it and I don't like it because the way the day passes so fast, with the way the sun, you look at the sun, if you can see it, it moves, like visible amount, and as a result, it causes the shadows to kind of jump up and down and move. And I think I have the trees and grass turned off, but you'll get movement out of those as well if you have it on. But I set it to like the lightest version, so I tried switching it off entirely, and that didn't seem to work. It just kept locking up the game, so I think I need to start with a fresh copy of Minecraft and do it all over again. But it's kind of interesting, so I thought I'd just leave it on there and show it to you guys. But what I really wanted to show you is the changes I've made. So originally when you saw this, it was just a path that connected the Coliseum and the library over here. And I didn't like the way the path was like 5 blocks wide, and then you went over there and it was like 4 blocks wide or something like that. So I added this like little fountain in the town square kind of thing right here with some trees and some benches, and I like how that turned out. And then I went ahead and kind of made this into the merchant district. So we've got a butcher shop here. This was made with a row of bricks, logs, 2 gaps in between each, and wood steps. And then I kind of added a full brick. This is kind of, I guess, would be like the freezer section if it was like a modern day butcher shop. But since they didn't have that, instead I just kind of like bricked off this whole room so it would stay a little bit cooler. When we go inside, I'll show it to you. It probably should have been sunken as well, because that was a lot of times that's what they'd do. They'd make a room where they'd dig down and it's cooler down there. But I may change that later. I'm not really sure why I didn't do that. But also, you can kind of see in the windows here. Let me just go inside and I'll show you around. There are these floating icons. So this is the Showcase standalone plugin for Bucket Server. It gives you items that just kind of float like you dropped them, and then when the time comes where they would expire and disappear, it just cues it to drop them back in there again. So you get this kind of weird little glitch every once in a while. I wish that they were not moving and actually resting on the board, but you get what you get. So, and then this guy, he's in here from the Citizens mod, rather plugin, and it lets you have NPCs. You can kind of see if I turn this back on, his name is Butcher. You can name him anything, and if you use a name of a character that's in Minecraft, like for instance, if I use my name FrightFX, I would get my skin. But if I used anyone else's, whatever their skin is, that's what's going to show up. So it's kind of neat. But let's look around. So you got this little room here, and with this showcase, you can set it up to where you can right-click and you'll purchase an item. Like, let me just get rid of some of these. So let's say I want to buy this steak right here. You just right-click on the stand, and I just bought a steak, and you can see that it subtracted $3. That little thing that says you lower your fist, that's because there is another plugin on here for multiplayer, like MMO kind of thing, massive multiplayer online Minecraft, I guess is what it's called, MMOMC, and that lets you have like special abilities. So if you like punch people or attack with the sword, you'll kind of like level up in it, and you can do things like jumping off cliffs, and when you land you take damage, but you also get skill and acrobatics. So the more often you do that, the less damage you take when you fall. Just little things like that kind of makes the game more fun. And since I want this server to be a role-playing server, that's going to be more along the lines of role-playing game and stuff. But there's another one out there for like Skyrim, but I don't think it's fully developed yet, so I'm still looking at that. But anyway, you came here to see all these new buildings. So we've got the butcher shop, and we'll go upstairs and I'll kind of show you. This is what I thought would be like his living quarters, And I may have to add some more torches. This is probably okay. But so I gave him like a little bookcase thing. It's kind of crowded in here, but I mean it works. You can see his message keeps popping up. That's the other thing. If you right click on him, you select him, then you right click again, and then he's got basically like your inventory and his inventory. And if you want one of these things, like this is spawn a chicken, this is a cow, this is a sheep, this is a pig. So you can come here and say, hey, I want a pig at my house. You can buy a pig, so you would click on here, and then you can kind of see it down there in the left, grayed out, how one monster egg for 32 bucks. And then click to confirm. So if I click it again, you buy a spawn pig. And now I can go back to my house and I can chuck this pig at the ground, or this egg at the ground, and get a pig. And you know, so if you have like a farm and you need to stock it with animals, that's an easy way to do it, is come to the butcher. He has animals, and I will show you where he keeps them. But first I'm going to take you into like the little meat locker here. I used red wool. I saw this on another guy. I unfortunately can't remember what his name was, but he used like pink wool to make it look like pigs or something hanging up in here. I thought that was a great idea, but you know, these ones I figure would be skinned, so they're just kind of like bloody meat or whatever. But I wish there was a way to actually hang the animals. It'd be, you know, horrific, but still kind of cool. Anyway, then we can go out to this back room back here where all the livestock are. And I've got like this little like shelter for them. I've got their water dish, and it's funny, this like, I guess it's a chicken. For some reason he acts more like a duck though, and he hangs out in the water all the time. But yeah, so that's the butcher shop. And it's getting dark, but I think you'll still be able to see everything. So I have two more buildings to show you. I'm going to show you this one over here first. So this is like a bakery, baked goods and supplies. So you probably saw that little glitch where those things dropped. That was what I was talking about. But so you can buy cakes, cookies, bread. And on this side is like ingredients to make your own stuff. And then we've got red here. This is what I was talking about. This is a player who named their player name is red, and then this is the skin they chose. And so I wanted kind of like a girl character that had like what looked like an apron on. So that's what she is. And then back here she's got a couple of cakes that she pulled out of the oven or whatever, and a bunch of ovens. And then ceiling, we put these beams in. I could have given her like a little place to live in here as well, like upstairs or something, but I figured, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'll just instead have her live in a house somewhere, probably like the middle class district or something like that. So, and then just to show you how this was made, it's just all brick on the base, and then there's this little addition back here, and then the ovens have like a smokestack right there, and then two chimneys, steps for this, and then the upstairs I put these two windows in just to let more light in, but you wouldn't really need to do that. And then again, it's a colored wool. And this texture pack, you can download it at www.friedeffects.com/friedeffects.zip. And I try to keep it updated. I believe this next building there'll be a new addition that's not to the texture pack yet, but I plan on uploading it soon. But let me just show you that. So this is Crazy Jared's Magic Shop. This one, I really like how the outside turned out, and it was kind of a necessity to make the insides work. And so basically what it is just 6 cobblestone, 2 wide, 3 high, and then you come in a layer, and then you've got stone bricks, and then I've got upside down stairs and normal stairs, and you just kind of alternate that. I didn't bother doing upside down stairs in here because it looks funny with the roof extension, and that's the nether brick steps and stuff like that, but you can kind of see it just continues all the way around. And then the upper level, go back to the front here, is cobblestone, but then I surrounded it with the stone bricks around the windows. and then a row of it across right there. You can kind of see. And then this is the half steps that are alternating between upside down and right side up, just to give you this slope. These are pictures that are in the texture pack. You really could just leave them as cobblestone or stone bricks. But I wanted kind of like a bay window thing, and you can see some shelves. Well, my plan is I'm going to add potions like this on every one of these shelves. So this is going to be kind of like this here. Now this is the part I was talking about where I wish they didn't float because they kind of cut into those upside down steps right there. But I wanted more of like an arched thing. I want this kind of like Harry Potter-esque where you get this sort of like medieval, whimsical, fantasy style look to it. And I just think this turned out pretty good. And then because there's not really any good walls to put torches on, I mean, I could do like that and put one there, put one there and there. But what my plan was, depending on how I do this, I was thinking about putting signs here and here that would point to this side and say like these are weakness potions, and then this side over here would be um, you know, like strength potions, and then this would point to this side saying these are speed and those are splash damage or something like that, so you can kind of see what they are. And so this would have to have a sign on both levels. But what I may end up doing is just putting random colored potions and map scrolls and things like that just to make it look like it's a really impressive shop, kind of like this where you have a brewing stand. This is like magic tonic or something like that, and then like a cauldron. And then you just go talk to this guy, and then in his inventory he'll have everything, because that way you can actually just hover over the potion and see what you're going to get. And you know the price. When you click on it, it'll say, do you want to buy it for this much? Whereas these ones, unless I write a price on the sign, you won't know what you're buying. So I don't really like the way that works. So I was kind of hoping you'd have something like you could hover over it or right click on it and it would tell you, and then you click again to confirm your purchase. And like I was saying before, the friedeffects.zip that's on friedeffects.com, it doesn't have these bottles in here, so the potion brewing stands are empty even when you add something. So these ones, if I take this bottle away, like so, you'll see I just took one of the bottles, so it's not, you know, it's not going to be like always on or always off, you know, depending on what texture pack you use. It actually works. It's just when the Ovos one was made, I think he left off the bottles on his graphic, and probably there's probably a newer version out there that I just need to download if I wanted to use it, but I've made so many changes to my texture pack now that it's not the same. But I like how this turned out. He's got like a little area back here where he's doing all his stuff, and then if we go up the ladder to, this is like his little house portion. So I've got like an enchanting table, 2 more brewing stands, cauldron with water, and then you go in here and it's like his room where he's got a crafting bench, chest. Oh, excuse me. And then some chairs and things, and then like a little fireplace slash furnace right there. So gives him, come on, let me out there, guy. So yeah, that, I like this one. I like this area up here. Originally I had this bumped out even further, and I had like a cauldron on either side, and you had to kind of walk in. I like the way that looked, but I think it's vastly improved by putting windows, because it's kind of silly to have a shop without showing people from the outside what you're kind of selling. I mean, you can read it up here that it's a magic shop, but it was just so gloomy and everything. And I really think being able to look in the windows and like see items in there just makes it clear it's a shop. And realistically, that's what they would do. You know, like any storefront you go to where you're walking down the street, you can see inside and see the items for sale. But and then my plan also is I'm going to put one more building right here. I haven't decided yet what I want to make. It'll probably be some sort of shop, because I have a blacksmith shop over here. And you can get to it from this side for you're in like the little market square right here, or you can get to it from behind the butcher shop. You just kind of come back down here and it's right back there. So technically he kind of has the best location because he's, he's still part of the merchant district as far as you can get to him by going down this trail. I'll probably fancy this up. In fact, might as well just do that now. So we'll just kind of break these out. Give him some walkway. Oops. And I think I want to use half steps for these two. And then we'll use this guy to set those to 98. And what the heck? We'll do these ones as well. And might as well do these ones. And these ones. And there goes my phone. Okay, so got that done. So yeah, that helps. Okay, so that's, yeah, like I said, that's pretty much the merchant district. And I also added these lamps too, in case you're wondering what else was new. And they're just nether fence with two of the glowstone things on top. But anyway, that's all I wanted to show you, and thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.